Everyone I talk to in the legal industry says the same thing. Google Ads are too expensive for law firms. And they are half right. Google Ads are expensive if you are doing what 90% of attorneys do, which is basically lighting money on fire and hoping someone calls. But here is what's interesting. There is a reason firms in your city are paying $500, sometimes $800 per click and still scaling their ad spend months after months. They know something that most attorneys don't. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. The complete system for getting clients through Google Ads without needing a massive budget to start. Hi, I'm Andrew and I run a Google Ads agency that specializes in local service businesses. We have managed hundreds of campaigns for law firms, family law, personal injury, criminal defense, and I can tell you that Google Ads, when done properly, is still the fastest way to get clients on demand for your local practice in 2026. Now, before we get into the how-to, I need to address something important. Why Google Ads? Why Google Ads in the first place? Because I know what you are thinking. What about SEO? What about referrals? What about all these other marketing channels? Let me be direct about this. If you're waiting for SEO to bring you clients or hoping for your referral network picks up, you're choosing hope over strategy. And hope is not a business plan. Here is the fundamental difference. Search intent. When someone types divorce lawyer near me into Google at 11 o'clock on Tuesday night, they are not browsing. They are not thinking about hiring a lawyer eventually. They need help right now. That is the highest intent traffic you can possibly get. Compare that to someone seeing your Facebook ad while they're just scrolling through photos of their friend's vacation. Or someone who might eventually find you organically if your SEO ranking gets good enough in 8 to 12 months. There is just no comparison in terms of intent. With Google Ads, you're putting yourself in front of someone who is literally asking for help, right when they're asking for it. Now, SEO is fantastic, don't get me wrong. If you rank organically, you should absolutely be doing that as well. But SEO takes time. I am talking 6 to 12 months minimum to see meaningful results. Google Ads, you can be at the top of search results tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. Referrals are brilliant too. They're some of the highest quality leads you can get. But you can't control them. You can't turn a dial and say, I need 10 more referrals this month. With Google Ads, if you need 10 consultations this month or 20, you can actually control that. You decide. That control, that predictability is what makes Google Ads different. Most law firms' marketing is a guessing game. With Google Ads, you're building a machine that you control. Now let me show you the how, but more importantly, why most law firms get this completely wrong. Here is what typically happens. A law firm decides to try Google Ads. They either try it, do it yourself, or they hire someone who sets it up the easy way. And the easy way is to create one campaign, target broad keywords like personal injury lawyer or family law attorney, send all the traffic to their homepage and wait for the phone to ring. And you know what happens? They get calls, but they're the wrong calls. Someone calling about a case type they don't handle. Someone from a city 40 miles away they don't serve. Someone who is actually looking for their competitor and clicked the wrong ad. Or worse, someone who is just price shopping and has no intention of hiring anyone. After spending $5,000, $10,000, I have seen firms burn through $30,000, they shut it down and say Google Ads don't work for law firms. But here is the thing, Google Ads absolutely do work for law firms. We have family law attorneys getting leads for $80, criminal defense attorneys at $120, even personal injury attorneys in competitive markets getting quality leads at $300 to $400. And when the average case value is $15,000, $25,000 or more, that's an incredible return. The difference isn't the budget, it's the system. Most attorneys are trying to compete with firms that are spending $50,000, $100,000 a month by just doing more of what doesn't work. And that's not going to cut it. You need to be more precise, more targeted, and more strategic than they are. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. The first mistake I see is attorneys creating one campaign for family law or personal injury. That's way too broad, especially when you're competing against firms with huge budgets. Instead, you need to go narrow. If you're a family law attorney, you don't create one campaign that covers everything. You create separate campaigns, sometimes even separate ad groups for divorce, child custody, prenuptial agreements, alimony modification. Each one gets its own campaign. If you ask why, there are two reasons. First, it's about relevance. When someone searches child custody lawyer near me and they see two ads, one that says family law attorney and another that says child custody lawyer, which one do you think they click? The specific one wins every time. Google rewards specificity with lower costs and higher click-through rates. Second, it's about tracking. If everything's lumped together, you have no idea which practice area are actually profitable for you. Maybe your divorce campaigns are crushing it at $90 per lead, but your mediation campaigns are costing you $250 per lead. If they are all mixed together, you would never know that. Now, I understand this sounds like more work, and it is. But this is exactly how the top performing firms are doing it. They are not trying to be everything to everyone. They're positioning themselves as specialists for each specific need. Let me give you an example. We work with a family law attorney who was getting decent results with a broad family law campaign. We split it into 5 specific campaigns: uncontested divorce, contested divorce, child custody, modifications, and prenuptial agreements. Same budget, same market, but within 30 days her cost per lead dropped from $185 to $97. And her conversion rate, meaning the percentage of clicks that actually called, went from 12% to 28%. That's the power of specificity. This one is huge. And it's something 90% of attorneys get wrong. When someone clicks your ad, where do you send them? If you said my website, that's the problem. Your full website is designed for people to explore, to learn about you, read testimonials, check out all practice areas, read blog posts. It's fine for organic traffic, but for paid traffic, when someone clicks an ad, you've got about 5 to 7 seconds to tell them exactly what to do before they hit back button, and you have just paid $80, $200, $500 for nothing. You need a landing page. And I'm not talking about a page on your website. I'm talking about a dedicated single-purpose page with zero navigation, zero distraction, and exactly one goal: get them to call you or fill out a form. Think about it this way. Someone's just searched personal injury attorney in your city. They're stressed, they're probably emotional. The last thing they want to do is explore your website, read your bio, figure out how to contact you. They want to know, can you help me? How do I talk to you? A proper landing page should have a clear headline that matches what they search for, your phone number at the top, big and clickable on mobile, a simple contact form, maybe a few trust signals, years in practice, awards, reviews, and that's it. No menu bar, no about us link, no blog articles. We have tested this extensively. Sending traffic to a law firm's full website typically converts at 6% to 10%. Sending the same traffic to a dedicated landing page, 18 to 25% conversion rates, and sometimes even higher. That's not a small difference. If you're spending $10,000 a month and you triple your conversion rate, you have just 3x'd your results with the same budget. This alone pays for everything else you do. This one's quick but critical. And I guarantee most of you have this set up wrong right now. When you set up your campaign, Google asks you about location targeting. And by default, Google selects people in, regularly in, or who have shown interest in your targeted location. That sounds fine until you realize what show interest in means. It means someone sitting in California searching Chicago divorce lawyer will see your ad, and if you're a Chicago attorney, you will pay for that click. And they're never hiring you. You need to go into your settings and change it to people in or regularly in your targeted location. And that's it, just people who are physically in your service area. This is a simple checkbox that most attorneys never touch, and it can waste 15 to 30% of your budget. I've seen it so many times. We audit accounts all the time, and this is almost always wrong. Same thing with exclusions. You want to exclude entire states or regions you don't serve. If you're only licensed in Illinois, exclude the other 49 states. Sounds obvious, but you would be surprised how many campaigns don't do this. The goal here is simple. Only pay for clicks from people you can actually help. This is the most underused strategy in Google Ads, and it's especially critical for law firms because your clicks are so expensive. Here is how Google Ads works. You choose keywords you want to target, like DUI attorney near me. But Google's algorithm doesn't just show your ad for that exact phrase. It shows it for anything it thinks is related. So you might bid on DUI attorney and your ad shows up when someone searches DUI attorney salary, someone researching the career. DUI attorney reviews for your competitor, someone looking for a specific firm. How to become a DUI attorney, law student doing research. DUI attorney jobs, someone looking for employment. None of these people are potential clients, but you will pay for every single one of those clicks. That's where negative keywords come in. Negative keywords tell Google, do not show my ad if the search includes these words. For law firms, you should immediately add these as negatives across all campaigns: career, salary, hiring, employment, every competitor law firm name in your area. For example, go search your own keywords and write down every firm that shows up. Free, pro bono, unless you offer that. How to become, law school, requirements, reviews, ratings, when it's about a specific firm. I typically build lists of 100+ negative keywords for law firm campaigns. And here is the key. You need to check your search terms report every week. I do it every 2 to 3 days to see what searches actually triggered your ads. You will be shocked. We see things like divorce attorney memes or famous divorce attorneys or someone searching a specific attorney's name you have never heard of. Add those as negatives immediately. This is how you stop wasting money. Because at $300, $500 per click, every wasted click is real money that could have gone to an actual potential client. Now let's talk numbers, because I know that's what you really want to know. First, cost per click varies widely by market and practice area. Family law in a small town may be $15 to $40 per click. Personal injury in Los Angeles, $400 to $800 per click. Criminal defense in a mid-sized city somewhere in between $80 to $200. But cost per click doesn't matter as much as cost per qualified lead. And this is where the system I just showed you makes all the difference. Here is the math. In a well-optimized campaign, you should convert around 20 to 25% of clicks into leads. That's people actually calling or filling out your form. So if your clicks cost $100, you're looking at $400 to $500 per lead. Now, not every lead will hire you. Some won't be a fit. Some will be price shopping. But on average, if you're decent at consultations, you should close 15 to 25% of those leads. Let's say 20%. That means it costs you roughly 5 leads to get 1 client. If leads cost $400, you're spending about $2,000 to acquire a client. For family law, divorce, criminal defense, where average case values are anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 and more, that's profitable. For personal injury with higher case values, even more profitable. Now, here is the reality. You need enough budget to get statistically meaningful data. I would say minimum $2,000 to $3,000 per month to properly test if Google Ads works for your practice. Ideally $5,000 to $10,000 per month if you're in a competitive market. I know that sounds like a lot, but think about it this way. If you get 1 client from the first month spent, even at the low end, you have probably broken even or profited. And once you have data showing it works, you can scale. The firms spending $50,000, $100,000 a month didn't start there. They started small, proved it worked, and scaled because the math made sense. Look, here is the bottom line. Google Ads for law firms is not lottery tickets. It's not throw money at Google and hope for the best. It's a system. When you build a hyper-specific campaign targeting exact client needs, send traffic to landing page designed to convert, not just inform, set up your location targeting properly so you're not wasting money on people you can serve, and actively manage negative keywords to filter out junk traffic, you get predictable results. You get clients on demand. Now, I will be honest with you, this takes work. It takes monitoring, it takes optimization. It's not set it and forget it. And that's exactly why most attorneys either do it wrong themselves or hire someone who does it wrong for them. If you want to do it yourself, you absolutely can. Everything I've shown you in this video, you can implement. Go back, take notes, follow the steps. But if you're thinking, I'm a lawyer, I don't have time to learn Google Ads, I just want clients. That's exactly why we built our Done For You service. We set up campaigns the right way from day one. We monitor them daily, we optimize constantly, and we only work with businesses where they're confident we can deliver results. Which is why we start with a free strategy call. On that call, we will look at your specific market, your practice areas, and tell you honestly whether Google Ads makes sense for you and what you would need to budget. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity. If you want to book that call, there is a link in the description below. We will spend 30 to 45 minutes going through your situation specifically. And if you decide to do this yourself instead, that's totally fine too. I hope this video gave you the roadmap you need to make it work. Thanks for watching, I will see you in the next one.